Hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome back to Cosmic Lovers Tarot. Today's message is for a Cancer. So you could be a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. The spread we're going to use today is it's one that I came up with myself. It's a really good, just like broad overview spread. So this is what I use for like clients who come to see me in person and then just want like a general overview. We throw your oracle cards out, so that's going to be the energy at the top, kind of giving us an energetic or a vibe snapshot. Underneath that, we look at you, and then the energy surrounding you, your past and future, so like how you got here and where you're going. And then underneath that, the 4 areas that we highlight are your strengths, so areas where you're like really shining right now, challenges, areas where you might be experiencing some setbacks or growth, stickiness, and then something for you to focus on during this time, and then something for you to let go of. And I feel like this provides like a nice framework to just get a good overview of what's going on in your sitch. All right, so let's go ahead and I don't know if I already said this, but I hope that your day is going really well. I forgot if I'd already said that to you or not. All right, let's get some citrine. I've got sunstone coming out. I've got aquamarine coming to the party. And one of my favorite guys, this little cherry quartz heart, is also coming. I don't usually announce my crystals like that, but I just, for some reason, felt called to do so. All right. Okay, first up, I'm going to be using the Green Witch Oracle to start off with. And I'll read you your oracle at the end of the session. I like to start with the oracle card, and then we close with a reading from the oracle. So it kind of like, so the oracle sort of like sandwiches the whole reading. Okay. All right. So we need a vibe check for Cancer, please. Vibe check for Cancer. Whoa. Hello. All right, victory, nasturtium, air. We also have Aries energy here. Cool. All right. Y'all are either flying high right now, or you will be flying high very soon. I'm seeing a big upsurge of energy from you, like you've just crested over a situation that was kind of causing you some grief, mental grief, not necessarily physical or emotional, but just like there was something that you've been trying to puzzle out, and you've been having like difficulties figuring out why you couldn't figure it out. And for whatever reason, I'm seeing some type of breakthrough in that regard for you coming up this week. So yay. But also I will read more about what nasturtium and victory is going to mean for you after we get a little bit more info. All right. Oh, whoops. We're going to get one more oracle for you. One more oracle for Cancer. One more oracle for Cancer, please. Ooh, Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. This might be a very swift, energetic breakthrough with someone in your life that you may have been having. You may have been at a little bit of a crossroads with for a while, or like a stalemate. Whatever is going on energetically in the situation, there's definitely a swift change of energy. Like I'm seeing this energy changing, like boing, like just We'll get more information. All right. Tarot of Curious Creatures is up next. All right, Cancer. I need a card to represent Cancer right now. Okay, Five of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's good. This has a little bit more of that feeling of, you know, kind of being at odds with yourself. There's a little bit of like unintentional self-sabotage going on here. And I say unintentional because like it's almost like you're trying to puzzle out the answer to something and it's causing you to, you're spending a lot of energy on this like, okay, so for some reason, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg is coming to mind. And I think what's going on here is I think that you're trying to solve an unsolvable problem. It's almost like your mind is stuck in a labyrinth and you're like, okay, but if that's true, then that has to be true. But then if that's true, then why did that happen? So if that happened, then that can't be true. It's like you're kind of stuck in this this strange energy of like mentally just kind of like swirling around this same thing, this same kind of problem. Crossing energy. Crossing energy. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, but in reverse. There maybe for some of you, you have a sense that things didn't turn out the way that they should have for you. And this is just a friendly little indicator that no, that's not true. You know, it's such a cheesy aphorism to hear, like, yeah, you know, everything worked out the way it was supposed to, divine timing and all that, especially when you're struggling through something and you're like having a tough time like accepting something or accepting the timing sometimes doesn't work out in your favor, even though this is kind of like a hail to the fact that there might be something even better, like just around the corner, you know, like Wheel of Fortune is about kind of allowing the spontaneous swirls and dips and flows and ebbs and waxes and wanes and all of those. Like Wheel of Fortune is about like buckling up for the roller coaster ride of life, but not gripping so hard that you miss the enjoyment of it, you know, or refusing to get on the roller coaster at all because you're scared, you know. It's like it's relaxing into the ride and like, you know, letting these things kind of unfold as they do. This asking for peace, you know, this Mother Mary, if you know, prayer might be really powerful for you right now. Whoever you pray to, you know, I actually just recently got into that myself. I mean, I've prayed over, you know, various times in my life. But this is getting oddly personal real quick, but that's okay. I'll roll with it, but because I'll tell you a story about prayer. So my big thing is that I grew up, sorry, this is about to get very personal. So if, you know, I don't know, if you're not here for that, I'm sorry. But usually if these personal anecdotes come up in a reading, it's because there's something here that you might resonate with. So otherwise I wouldn't be called to say it. So I grew up in Alabama. I am still currently in Alabama. And I was raised in Christian school in like a lower Alabama Baptist, like just bad, scary Christianity stuff, you know, like if you don't accept Jesus Christ as your savior right fucking now, you're going to hell, like that kind of stuff. And I was a really sensitive kid, and I was really shy, and I was I mean, I've always been spiritual my whole life, but I kind of cut myself off from anything and everything religious because Christianity scared the shit out of me. I was told a lot of things about Christianity that weren't true, you know, just because that's how the South, the Bible Belt, does things. And I was an atheist when I was in college. And then I had my first psychedelic mushroom experience, and I was like, well, I'm not an atheist anymore, because there's definitely a higher power. I felt it on mushrooms, and, you know, it's a very common psychedelic experience. So then after that, my spirituality kind of broadened to be like, okay, I have a connection with the universe, is what I would call it, but I didn't have guides or deities or anything like that. A few years ago, I started learning about angels. I had some connections with like spirit guides. I had a few connections with like deities. I'm still exploring a lot of that. So all this is just to illustrate that prayer is still powerful, even if you don't know what the fuck you're praying to. The other day, like, you know, this is how it goes for me. So I'm just going to tell you, even though, yeah, again, this is like pretty personal, but I just want to, I don't know. I feel like some of you might benefit from hearing the strange ways in which I pray and the actual like benefits that I have gotten from it. So like, I just told this story in a past readings. I don't know why this keeps coming up for me, probably because I need to work through it, but my dog, I have a Chihuahua, and she got attacked by a pit bull. She's fine. Everything was fine. But this pit bull like rushed at her a few weeks ago when we were walking, and it has shaken me to my core. I've never had a dog before, like not, you know, I've lived with dogs, but I've never had like, she's my baby, you know? And so, I've been terrified to walk with her because I mean, like, I was like tripping out where I was like, okay, do I need to carry pepper spray? Like, how do I protect her from dogs? Like, I was having these like images of her like getting mauled, and me just being like, okay, now I just had to watch my dog get massacred because she's little. She's a Chihuahua. I don't know if I mentioned that, but she's tiny. She's like 13 pounds, but she also thinks she's a warrior. So she gets super vicious with other dogs. And I'm like, all that is to say that before I went to walk her the other day, I was like, I need to pray about this. So I prayed, and I prayed to Archangel Michael, because angels are generally protective. So like anytime you're scared, if you like, basically this is for people who don't have a connection to like spirit guides, God, or deities. I'm just kind of giving you the rundown of like how I do it. So I don't know. I hope this is helpful. But anyways, I prayed to Archangel Michael because he is the angel that presides over protection. And also, I think of Archangel Michael as like the gateway angel to all the others. So like, I don't know, sometimes I'll just call out to him and say, you know, if you want to direct me to the correct angel for this situation, then please do. But then I also asked, so I called for Archangel Michael, and then also the Greek goddess Artemis, because she had dogs. And I should explain this, like, as I'm doing this prayer, I'm legitimately like, I mean, I'm taking it seriously, obviously. It's a serious moment. But I'm also being light enough with it to, like, you know, have this conversation with, like, spirit guides, deities, angels, and just kind of and be like, I hope I'm addressing the right person. You know, like, I don't know. I guess all I'm trying to say is that you can be lighthearted and serious with your spirituality at the same time. The two can go hand in hand. You can be playful and also reverent. I mean, I am. I mean, that's a lot of how I interact with the universe, guides, angels, deities, et cetera, is to take on this kind of like, you know, you're a mentor and a guide and a, you know, a higher, vibing being that is here to support me and to help me. And also I can learn from you, but also, you know, there's jokes too, you know? So I guess what I'm trying to get at with this, the whole point of this was that after I prayed, I cried. Like, it was crazy because I mean, wasn't a casual prayer, but basically I was just like, hey, I called the deities and the angels that I was asking for help, and I said, look, I'm terrified to walk my dog, and I don't want to feel, I don't want to be anxious during this time. So could you please help me discern the difference between anxiety and intuition? If there is an actual threat in front of me, like there is an actual dog, will you please help me be able to handle it and deal with it and protect my dog? But then also, can you please help take some of this anxiety away from me so that I'm not walking my dog for the next 30 minutes looking over my shoulder and being terrified and like being crazy hovery. And as soon as I got done praying, I started crying, like tears. And I was just like, oh my God. But then I felt so much freer. I felt so much lighter. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it's not that like I felt like, okay, now I'm protected from everything and nothing bad is ever going to happen to me. But it was just like, okay, now I feel like if something were to happen, I'm more poised to deal with it because I got those feelings out. You know what I mean? I got that anxiety out in the form of tears. So anyways, sorry, that was a long little tangent, but the point of it for your reading specifically is like, for your past, you've got Four of Pentacles, which talks about being guarded, but not being guarded for no reason. The Four of Pentacles tells a story of someone who has had their belongings stolen from them. And so that's why they clutch them so tightly to their chest, because they've been taken from before. So now what we have going on here for you all is a little bit of, so there's a little bit of self-fulfilling prophecy going on here, but it's not, I'm not trying to call you out in like a, kind of watch yourself, Cancer kind of way. What I'm saying is that a couple different things. For one thing, trauma attracts trauma. So that is something to be mindful of. If you've had a traumatic past, you tend to repeat those same cycles. People who were raised in controlling households seek controlling partners. People who were raised in abusive households seek abusive partners. Something to be mindful of. Why am I seeking out these certain situations or people or experiences in my life? They don't seem to be serving me. So this would be a really good time to take a close look at, do the experiences in my life actually serve me? When you think about your energy and how you put it out, I put out my energy here. Does it come back to me? Or am I just putting it out? When I spend time with the people of my life, do I leave feeling drained or rejuvenated? Do I leave feeling like, wow, that was awesome? Or do I leave feeling like, fuck, I need a nap, And this is not to say that there is one way that is better than another, right? Lots of people work jobs every day that drain the living shit out of them, and they have to drink like 4 beers at the end of a shift to get through it. There is nothing wrong with that if you are conscious of that energetic exchange. I am draining myself every day because the pay is really good and I like money. There you go. That's all. You don't have to have a reason for why you're draining yourself, but it is important to know that you're choosing to do that. So that's kind of what right now what's going on is we have a little bit of like inner turmoil kind of hiding under the surface. So there's a little bit of like I said, this like, could that be true? Maybe not. But it could be, but maybe not. It's like conflicting decisions or conflicting thoughts about something. It is things that are sparring with each other in the inner world, but they might be unconscious. So trust the timing. Wheel of Fortune showing up, which means trust the timing. Whatever is happening for your highest good. There's definitely positivity on the horizon, I think. She says, as I haven't even pulled out your future card. But I do feel that way just because of the lead up, what we have right here, this victory card. It's looking like, well, let's get your future card. But it's looking like you're being prepared for kind of a windy, eventful road that is ultimately going to kind of shake up your self-image a little bit. Shake up the way that you think about yourself. And like I said, there might be some analysis that needs to happen. Do I want this? Do I not? is this a path that I'm consciously choosing, or is this something that is being chosen for me? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I'll take both of these. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Let's look at this a little bit. Interesting. So, future energy, we've got 6 of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. Y'all are, there's definitely a moving forward. You are definitely on a path, because look what we have here. We have 4 of Pentacles becoming 6 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords becoming 6 of Swords. I mean, it doesn't get a lot clearer than that when it comes to, am I on the right path? And then we're crossed with Wheel of Fortune. Yes, your path is, you are in alignment. Things are going well. We've got 5 of Cups as the back of the deck energy upside down here. Okay, so what this is telling me is this, you are in a stepping stones phase. You are in an interim phase where choices do need to be made, but it's honestly one of those situations where you're either going to make the choice or the choice is going to be made for you. There's not a lot of pressure on you at the moment. The kind of future message here is like, okay, 6 of Swords is about moving on, moving out of a situation that's no longer serving you, but it's slow energy, okay? This is like, I've been sitting on this for a minute. I've been thinking about this. I've been, this is not like, oh, I just packed my bags and decided to leave in the middle of the night. This is like, you've had time to sit and chew over this. You've had time to accumulate these swords being thoughts. I'm leaving because, and see, like, this is the progression here. So this is like, should I stay? Should I go? Should I leave? What happens if I do? Doom and gloom. Oh, but wait, it actually could be good. Yeah, I think it will be good. Well, no, because that could happen. But this could happen, right? The 5 of Swords is like being at war with yourself mentally. But 6 of Swords is when you have said, nope, I'm definitely going. Like, you've conquered all of these. So, like, now you're at the point where every anxiety, every thought that pops up into your head, you have a rebuttal for. That's why these are all planted in the ground, right? So it's like, but what if? Nope. But haven't we considered? Yes. So we're still leaving anyways? Yep. It's like that. Because this is anxiety and this is determination, So that's what we've got going on there. So that's awesome. And like I said, I think a lot of this is going on under the surface. I'm not even necessarily sure. So Cancer, you guys might have been experiencing some lethargy. Like you're tired, you're unmotivated, you are unfocused, and you're having anxiety. That's probably because these processes, this is like your subconscious mind kind of at war with itself going, what if I stayed? What if I went? What if I stayed? What if I didn't? What if I left the job? What if I left the partner? What if I started painting again? What if I did that? It's like the questions. Is this really who I am? How did I get here? All of that is going on behind the scenes. So trusting the process, letting it unfold. This is about you kind of being guarded, and this is about you moving forward into a place where you can really share more of yourself with the people around you. You have gifts that are wanting to be shared. This card comes up usually when we're asked to evaluate where we're spending our time, who we're spending it with, what we're spending money on sometimes, but mostly it's about the people in our lives, our environment. How do the people in my life and my interactions with them contribute to my sense of stability in the world, which is what Pentacles is all about, right? So you're moving forward. You're moving away from one thing into something where I see you almost as like being in a mentorship or something like that. 5 of Cups talks about being remorseful over things that you've left behind or things that you've lost, but it's in reverse. So honestly, I think that you're going to move on from this situation and you're going to feel like, glad that's in the rear view, which is actually pretty exciting. All right. I'm going to try to wrap this up here with some, okay, so strengths for Cancer. There we go. Let's put that down this way. I think I got it all in the frame. Yeah, okay. All right. Strengths for Cancer. Whoa. I'll take this one. Hierophant. Well, you definitely thrive on like an order, routine. For some reason, I'm getting the sense that like some of you have been in a situation where you had to swallow your pride. You had to like follow orders, like not orders that were unjust or anything, but you've been really, you should be really proud of yourself for staying the course, for continuing to believe in like the inevitability of a positive outcome, by continuing to believe that if you follow the steps, you put in the work, you put in the time, you put in the effort, good things will come out of that. You should be proud of yourself for that, because not everybody has that kind of staying power, you know, having a commitment to, you know, a successful, like I said, a successful outcome, and like trusting the process. You know, it's funny because like you've got Hierophant and Wheel of Fortune showing, which are both about trusting the process, but in a very different way. The Hierophant is about trusting the process in a logical, ordered, rational, if this, then this, X, then Y. I completed A, now I'm doing B, now I'm doing C. Wheel of Fortune is about trusting the process when you are not in charge, or, I mean, I'm saying you for Hierophant being in charge. It's more like the system is in charge. Humans are in charge. Hierophant is like, hey, my dad said that if I go to college and then do this and then do that, then I'll be successful. Or Hierophant is, well, my military instructor said if I do X, Y, Z, then I will be a cadet corporal within X amount of years. So I'm going to do that, right? Not always, but in this situation, that's what that is. For this metaphor or analogy. Wheel of Fortune is like, I trust that this onslaught of bizarre occurrences in my life that are happening to me are happening in my best, in my highest good. I trust that even though I've been sitting here at the bottom of this energetic swirl and I've been like languishing down here, I trust that eventually I will be back up here, because that's just how wheels work. You know, it's like that. It's having faith in the process, whereas like Hierophant is having faith in the system. So I think that this is where your current lesson is lying. You know, when we look at tarot readings, we can look at the minor arcana, which the minor arcana are the pip cards. So the pentacles, the swords, the cups, the wands. We can look at those to look at, in the context of a reading, we look at those to figure out the day-to-day stuff. Where's my energy going? The major arcana show us the soul lessons that are happening. What am I learning right now? Now, you learn things even within the context of the pip cards as well. I don't want to say that you don't. But to get a really good snapshot of what the fuck am I supposed to be learning right now that is big? What is my soul going through right now? What is my soul learning? What is a lesson that like is like not just for my highest good, but like for my highest good. You know what I mean? Like it's just it just hits harder. It hits different. The major arcana lessons. And the major arcana lessons are often about balance. The minor arcana ones too are too. So I know I sound a little silly today. My energy is very scattered tonight. I'm sorry. I don't know why. It's just, oh no, it's been a day. So anyways, I'm sorry. But where I was getting at with that is that a lot of times these lessons come into play to balance us. So it's uncomfortable because like if you're a person who really likes to stick to order and routine and hierarchy and you thrive in a system that is predictable, well then the only way for your soul to grow and develop and evolve is for you to also become comfortable in unpredictable situations. Curveballs. The universe is going to throw you curveballs because they are excited for you. It's like, I used to take dance, and you see this all the time in sports and coaching. A lot of times the students that are the best get picked on the most from the teacher. I don't mean picked on like abused. I mean like critiqued. Whereas like the students that don't have very much potential will sometimes get glossed over. But the students that are like right there on the cusp, that are like, they will just get like nailed, like critiqued left and right by the teachers, because the teachers see something in them and they want them to be better. And so they're like, I'm going to ride your ass because I want you to succeed and I know that you can do it. Same in academics. That's kind of what the universe does to us also. When we are in a position where we're right there on the cusp, like the universe is going to be like, man, I want them to level up. So curveball, just so that we can learn how to weather those situations, so we can learn how to surrender and also learn how to act. Learn how to jump, learn how to fall, learn how to climb. We're learning how to do all these different things. And I think that that is a big soul lesson for you right now, Cancer, is learning how to deal with that unpredictability, learning how to ease into it. And it is going to be easing in. It's a slow roll moving forward. So you don't have to worry. If you've been hit with some curveballs lately, oh my God. We just flipped right out of the deck. All adorable. Hello. Oh my God. No, that was amazing. Okay, so I was just about to say, if you have experienced some curveballs lately, rest assured, I'm pretty sure that phase is coming to an end. Those were your curveballs. Now we just got to ride that out, see what that lesson looks like, integrate it, and move forward. And again, I don't see a lot of remorse from you. I don't see a lot of looking back. I don't see a lot of you being like, oh man, maybe the grass was greener over there. No, where you're going, you're going to be so happy that you made it there. Like I said, there's, I don't know, some type of like mentorship or some situation where like you are going to be really very celebrated for what you know, for what you can bring, what you can offer to the situation. Challenges. Fool. What was I just saying? That was jumping off the cliff. Yeah. So yes, Hierophant, climbing the ranks of an institution, right? That's what you're good at. You're good at that. You're good at following a pattern. You're good at following a routine. Not everybody is. Some people suck at that, and they're great at just going with the flow. So now we're bringing you back into balance here. We've got the Fool showing up. This is your challenging area. Jumping off that cliff, man. But that's okay, because you've got the full support of the Wheel of Fortune backing you, and you don't need much more than that. So yeah, this couldn't be clearer. This is awesome. I am so excited for you. Okay, now we're going to look at something to focus on. So yeah, spontaneity, that would be a challenge for you. And maybe, I don't know, like I'm trying to think like a way for you to like get out ahead of this, but wow. Cancer, the cards are happy to talk to you today. Holy shit. Okay, so Hermit in reverse for what to focus on. All right, well, that doesn't really get very much more straightforward than that. Okay. So there's opportunities for you guys, that are out there, and they're not even like out there, like outside of your bubble, but like, it's more like, oh, okay. So there are aspects of yourself that you only really show to people like on the internet. This is kind of specific, so just roll with it if it works. Or alternatively, okay, so there are either parts of yourself that you only show to people on the internet, or there are parts of yourself that you never show to anybody. You have like secret hobbies. Like, the best example I could give is like, okay, say you're into witchcraft or magic or Satanism or something, and you keep that in the closet. You don't actually like meet up with a group. You're being encouraged to find a group to get out of that hermit zone. Although you are being commended for being in hermit mode. There's something really special and really transformative and powerful about keeping something close to you and keeping it secret and keeping it safe and saying, no, this is my thing and I'm not sharing it with anybody else. But you are being lightly encouraged to put yourself out there a little bit and maybe find a trusted community of peers to share that with, because that's where this mentorship opportunity is going to come into play. There is someone out there that could really benefit from your expertise, from your knowledge, from your, your ability to decipher information, and your story, what you've been through, could be really helpful for people. So, yeah. Wow, guys. Yeah, cool. Is this your Saturn return? Because I swear, well, I guess it'd be Tower if it was your Saturn return. If you know, you know. Oh, that was funny. Okay, so I didn't take it, but the Four of Pentacles just popped up a little bit. So definitely want to hearken back to this. The growth that you're going through right now is exfoliating some of your shell. I'm reminded of a Brene Brown quote about when she got sober. She said that she felt like a turtle without her shell in a briar patch, and she told her therapist that she needed her shell back, and her therapist said, well, why don't you just get out of the briar patch? There's a little bit of that going on in your situation here, where it's like, yes, you are guarded. This is guarded energy, but you're guarded for a reason, because you are in a briar patch. The universe is conspiring to pull you out of that briar patch. What they're asking you to do is to ride that wave. Put yourself out there a little bit. Be ready to jump when the time comes. Be ready to jump off that cliff. And accept that this is for your highest good. That this is an ending that is paving the way for a really cool beginning. Last but not least, for what to let go of. This Four of Cups in reverse. This is about you feeling like you've been passed over. If you think to yourself, why don't I ever get those things? Or why do other people get what I don't have? Or why don't I have what other people have? Or why me? Or just little, like, kind of those tiny little self-deprecating feelings that pop up. This is an urge to it's a little bit of like focus on the good things that you have, and I hate that. I hate even saying that because it's so cheesy. It's like, well, just focus on the positive. But really the message there is that, like, your times of, it's more like a sneaky little missed opportunities no more, like you don't have to think, like, okay, it's almost like you've been hearing stories about people that had their golden opportunity come to them. And you're like, where's mine? Where's my golden opportunity? You're not like mad about it or anything like that. You're just like, man, these people getting these lucky breaks. Well, something's coming. You've got a lucky break coming. There's something really exciting that's coming your way. Otherwise, there's no reason for all these majors to be here and for this. Everything in your cards is just like, man, just hold on a little bit longer because something really cool is about to happen. All right, and you just got to ride those waves and go with the flow. And now we are going to read. All right, here's your oracle card to close us out, okay? Nasturtium, victory. A garden is always a series of losses set against a few triumphs, like life itself. Interesting. Nasturtiums indicate a firm message of triumph and success over challenges, as well as support being found. They inject the energies of strength and vigor into all they come in contact with and illuminate ways to find resolution and gain self-confidence and self-reliance. Advancement is possible now, so get moving. Do not become obsessed with the need to impress others or lose your belief in your own unique abilities. They tell you how to cultivate it. You can take a picture of that if you would like to grow some nasturtium. There you go. Magical correspondences, success, support, vitality, independence, and optimism. Deities are Brigitte and Inti. The celestial association is Mars. The astrological sign is Mars, but it is ruled by air. And then they give you a victory spell. You are welcome to screenshot this or pause the video and write it down. So yeah, basically everything I said, yeah, little main thing to take away from this is just be ready to ride that wave because cool things are coming at the end of it. All right. That is all I have for you this evening, Cancer. It was my sincere pleasure to read your cards. It was so fun. Your reading was awesome. I had a lot of fun doing it. Your energy is very sweet and like welcoming and a little bit kind of dorky and also kind of spazzy. But I love that because you know, I'm picking up on it and it's made me very chatty. So anyways, yeah, that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening or day and everything goes super smooth for you. I hope your transitions are awesome. I hope you leap off of that cliff with like reckless abandon and that things just like, and you fall into this beautiful, glorious, like featherbed roller coaster ride of achievement. And I want nothing but the best for you. If you liked the video, I'd love it if you would give it a like. And then if you want to subscribe, I post regular Zodiac content. I do twin flame readings on Saturday if you're into that kind of thing. I do deck flip throughs and reviews and starting a new thing in a couple weeks called Symbol Sunday where I'm going to actually do a deep dive into one particular symbol in the tarot and look at the various cards that associate with that symbol. So that should be a lot of fun. All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye.